Right on. I'll reintroduce myself. So welcome to our cooking class. We are doing a Varoma theme class today. My name's Nat. As I said, I'm a team leader for the Thrive branch. I'm in the Newcastle area myself, and my team is also that are on here are locally set Lauren's in South Australia, and Elise and Deb are in Newcastle, and then we have Leanne who will help out with the chat as well. She's sick, so she won't be on camera, but she's there. So thanks for coming along. We're going to do a few different, I don't know if you've seen, has everyone seen what we're making today? Yeah, excited to see. There's a lot of variety. So before I start, has anyone here not used their Varoma yet or doesn't use it as much as they'd like? Pop off chat or pop it in the chat or pop off mute if you want to say anything. Let's talk about. Let's have a look. Or what are you hoping to learn today about the Varoma? You're welcome to come off mute if you want to talk.
Just to use it more, I think, for me.
Yeah. What do you use it for at the moment, Lee?
Well, like I use it a lot for and I use it a lot for like adding extra veggies to meals, but I'm a bit hesitant to do a lot of meat in it. I did a corn silver side and I didn't like it as much as the slow cook.
Yep. So you sort of want just to learn a bit more about what you can actually do in other ways.
Yeah.
Awesome. I did the Skinny Mixers has a free pork belly recipe on their website. It's roast pork belly with caramelized apple sauce, and I did that last night, and it's actually the best pork belly I've ever made, and it's steamed and then finished in the oven for the crackle. So if anyone loves pork belly, what happens is it makes the apple sauce like as a liquid underneath, and that's what steams the pork. And then when you go to cook it, you pour that around the pork, and as it evaporates, it thickens, and you make your own apple sauce, and the pork actually cooks in that sauce. It was, if you're on Instagram or Facebook mixing with Natalie, you have a look at my post. It was insane. It was amazing. So because I know we get scared about steaming meat, don't we? In the Varoma. But I've done lamb shanks, and hubby reckons they're better than the slow cooker as well. So that's another recipe. So I'll grab those links too for you and pop them in the chat so you guys can give them a go. But today what we're going to, Leanne's popped that in for me. So today what we're going to do is we have, Elise is going to be doing steamed bread rolls in the Varoma, dumplings, and she's even making the dumpling wrappers as well. So you're getting a whole range of things that you can do. Then you have Deb, who's going to do an all-in-one. So I'm just going to grab the name of that one. She's doing a ginger pea soup, and then you do a lemon salmon with broccoli and potato. So you get a 2-course meal, all in the layered cooking in one recipe, which is pretty cool. And then we have Lauren doing sticky toffee puddings, which is very similar to sticky date, which is delicious. So we've got about 5 different things that we're doing. Alrighty, excellent suggestion. Awesome. All right, so we might as well get straight into it to start with. What we're going to do first is we're going to go over to Elise. I'm going to spotlight her. And what she's going to do is show us, she's already made the dough for the steamed rolls because they got to sit proof for half an hour. So she's going to show you how they look in the Varoma and then get them onto steam. Over to you, Elise.
Okay, so this is what they look like. They've been sitting for almost an hour, but they come out quite small. Am I okay to go through and make the dough now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right.
So this is a bread roll dough, isn't it?
This is the bread roll dough. I just want to show how quick it is to make so that you can do things in between.
Perfect.
So I'm putting 150 grams of water in. Now, a lot of the time I don't prep. I'm a little bit naughty, but today I have because it's much easier. And then this yeast is really good because it's in a nice big container that we keep in the fridge. If I get the right way, this one.
Yep, perfect. So we need to keep that in the fridge because it needs to be in a cool environment so it doesn't activate in warmth.
Yes, which I only recently found out.
So if you ever wonder why your yeast doesn't work and it's not in the fridge, that is why.
Now this will go on for 2 minutes.
Perfect. So do you want to pop those, show us how you pop the other ones onto steam? Because they take about 40 minutes, don't they?
They do, yes.
So could we pop that on?
We can.
So when Elise put them in that Varoma, she showed me they were smaller. So as they proved over that hour, they've actually expanded, and then they join their
yes, and that's what I want to show you, how
perfect
small they come up. But I will pop these onto steam. Once they're onto steam and I add all these other ingredients, we can pop back in if you want to start with.
Yeah, sure.
One of the girls. Yeah.
Yep, sure.
So we're not wasting too much time.
Yep, that sounds good. All right, so let's jump over to Lauren. I'm going to spotlight Lauren. There we go. So she's doing the sticky toffee puddings.
Okay, so I'm making the sticky toffee pudding. What I've done already is the first couple of steps. So I had a bowl which I weighed on top of the lid and measured the dates in there, added some bicarb, and then boiled some water in the bowl. And then once that was heated, added it to here. It needs to soak for 20 minutes. So the dates already, they're quite a bit softer. So I'm just going to leave that there because we'll get onto that in a minute. I'm going to go on to making the sauce, but the next step is greasing the molds. So the way they steam is in the Varoma. So these are the molds that they recommend you use. I bought them from the mix shop. They're really good at silicone. They're easy to clean. I just flip them inside out when I need to clean them. And also the date puddings, they just pop right out too. So I've greased them. I just put a bit of olive oil in and with a napkin rubbed it around. So they're greased and ready to go. So I'll pop that aside and then I'll get on to making the sauce. So I just need to add in 60 grams of butter. And then you can either put 60 grams of soft brown sugar or brown sugar. I'm putting just brown sugar. And then it's 75 grams of golden syrup or honey. I've just got some golden syrup already, so I'm just going to use that.
Lauren and I've also made our own golden syrup when we've run out before. Haven't you, Lauren? Yeah, you didn't make it on the Thermomix.
Because I found when we were in lockdown and people were going mad for cooking, I was like, I want to make some biscuits and I couldn't find any. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I came home and I made some and it tasted exactly the same and it was so easy to make.
Yeah, I had to do that this year for Anzac biscuits because we ran out and jump on the cookaroo, see what we can find.
Next step is adding in milk. So it's just 40 grams of milk. And then just a quarter teaspoon of vanilla extract. I don't think I actually have any. So I'm just going to add in just some vanilla bean paste.
Does the same thing anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, then add the lid. And then cook for 7 minutes. And then once that's done, the toffee sauce will be done.
Perfect. Thanks, Lauren. All right, so now we're going to jump over to, Lisa, you ready for us to jump back to you for a minute?
I've got 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I put some flour in and some salt, and now I've got 2 minutes of kneading, and then our dough will be done.
Cool. So it's kneading at the moment. Awesome. All right.
Yes.
So Deb, we'll jump over to you. Let's spotlight you, Deb. There we go. So Deb's doing, as I said, the ginger pea soup, lemon, salmon, broccoli, and potatoes.
Hi everybody, special mention to Maria in Canberra. Hi Maria, thanks for coming and watching. So yes, and today I'm doing this all-in-one layered dinner, which is 2 courses, all in one go, which is great. And I've done this many times and it's delicious. So the first step is 30 grams of olive oil. Can everyone see the screen? I hope you can see.
Yeah. I'm going to add this one to my menu. I haven't seen this one before you mentioned it, Deb. We love salmon.
Yeah, you can use, and the recipe does say you can use any fish, so you can use salmon or any white fish.
Yeah. Do you reckon you could use chicken?
Oh, I don't see why not. You'd have to adjust the cooking time.
Yeah.
To probably cook longer.
Yep.
So next step is 50 grams of soy sauce. So this is just the marinade for the fish, and it's actually a really good marinade for anything at all.
Yum.
And then next, half a teaspoon of brown sugar. Very important to get the balance with the sugars and the sours. Peel, and so we've got some lemon peel. So you get this off your lemon just with a potato peeler.
Yep.
Okay.
Has anyone here made this dish?
And then it says lemon zest from half the lemon, which I've just done, and 25 grams of lemon juice. So I'll just put that in. Insert, and 20 seconds at speed 5, emulsifying. Now it's not actually chopping the lemon zest, but it will chop it a little bit finer. But it's not blitzing it like it does in some recipes. Now it says to place a bowl on top of the lid. So let's just have a look at that.
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, yum.
So as you can see, the zest hasn't quite got chopped up like it does in some of the recipes, but you'll still get the flavour.
It looks tasty
so you could
already.
have zested it yourself with a zester, but you know, I haven't got time for that. So then the next step that they want you to do is this, which is place a deep dish on top of the mixing bowl lid. So grab a dish, put it on top of the lid, and then weigh in the correct amount of fish. And then put the marinade over. So I already put the fish in. So I'm just going to put the marinade over the top of that fish.
Oh, yeah. Well, makes a nice decent amount, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then it says put it aside to refrigerate for 10 minutes, okay, while you go on with the next step. So we can go on with the next step, or you can go back to your other channels.
All right, I'll jump over quickly to Elise while you do that. She's going to show us what her dough looks like.
Okay, so this is what our dough looks like. Beautiful.
Oh, perfect.
So tip it upside down. I just give the bottom a little twist just to get it off the blades. It should just fall out like it does.
Looks like a good texture.
Now, it is a good texture. It just says to put it out onto a floured surface. And then we're going to use a little spatula because that's going to cut the dough. It says to about 10 to 12, but I mean, depends how big you want them. Yeah.
If anyone's just jumping on after what this is, these steamed bread rolls that Elise is making. She's showing us how you do the dough. So we have some already proved that are steaming on the left there, but she's just showing you how to cut them up and how to prep them.
Yeah. So I'll show you, and look, just little balls, however you see fit, but you can see how much smaller they were before they
Wow, they were heaps smaller.
They were heaps smaller. I'll give you a little look how much smaller they were.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So they'll sit on top of each other once they've extended.
Perfect.
Oh, good.
All right. Thanks, Elise.
Thank you.
All right. So who's ready for me next? Who's got another next step to go? Deb? Yeah? You're on mute, Deb. I'm not sure if you're talking.
Okay, sorry, got to remember to come off mute. Okay, so we've got so what we've done is we've quickly made a marinade and we've got our fish marinating.
Yep.
So then the next step is to put in some ginger. And garlic. So this is the base now for the soup. Shallots. Leek or onions. Now I didn't have very much leek, so I'm sort of adding in some onions as extra to make it the right amount. 50 grams of olive oil. And now we're going to chop all that up, insert measuring cup, and around to speed 4.
All right, perfect.
Beautifully chopped onions, leeks, garlic, ginger, and shallots.
Still always amazes me, even though I've done it 1,000 times, doesn't it? How quick it does it.
And just how nice and neat it is, actually.
Yep.
Just the right amount of chopping, the correct amount of
Awesome.
chopping. So now that's going to saute off for 7 minutes. So we're basically just cooking our onion.
Yep. Hands-free.
At 120 degrees, hands-free for 7 minutes as the base for the soup.
Perfect.
So do you want me to keep chatting, or are you ready to go elsewhere?
I'll go elsewhere just while that's sauteing for now, if that's all right. And
Yep.
I'll probably jump back to Lauren. Is yours still sauteing, or are you done?
I'm done.
You're done. All right. So let's go. Not sauteing, cooking. I mean, let's jump to you.
Okay, so my sauce is finished, the toffee sauce. So normally what I do, I put it in a thermo jug. That way it stays warm while I'm doing everything else. But this isn't clean. I used it this morning. So I'm just going to add it in a Pyrex dish because I'm not going to be eating these today anyway. But same thing, any sort of jug works. So
let's have a look at that sauce. Oh, yum.
It's all nice and yummy, and it's like perfectly runny so that you can add some cream as well to your steamed pudding and it'll be delicious.
Yummy. Yum. I know, Rochelle, I agree. Yum. If only we could have smell-o-vision and taste-o-vision and
so that's
all that.
It does make a decent amount because it is quite rich too. So you had your cake and have this and some cream, and it's more than enough.
So yeah, you don't need to do a double batch of that one.
No.
Perfect.
Only thing is, I find it does make quite a lot of cakes. So to me, I guess it's like personal preference. Me, I have like the one putting a decent amount of sauce and some cream. I find I have leftover cakes and no sauce, but it's quite easy to batch up, do a new batch of sauce.
Yeah.
So
if you're doing it for a dinner party, you could always double the sauce if you're going to use all the cakes at once. And they freeze well too, don't they? Those, do you freeze those?
They do. Yeah, we usually have it one night or 2 nights, and then whatever's left, we put it in the freezer, and they freeze and defrost quite nicely.
Oh, perfect. Good tip. Definitely, Leanne, perfect for a rainy day.
Exactly. So the next step, without cleaning the bowl, so that's really good too, is to add this reserved date mixture. So the dates now, they're actually really soft, whereas before they were very hard and yucky. So I'll just add that in. You add all the water in there as well. Now it's adding 40 grams of butter. And then 110 grams of brown sugar. And then some plain flour. So it's 150 grams of plain flour.
Perfect. So we're making the batter now, aren't we, for the cakes? Is that right?
Yes. Perfect. So it's actually the cakes now. So half a teaspoon of baking powder. Put that in there. And then lastly, an egg. I'll pop that in there too. Okay, so now that's just got to mix.
Sammy always sounds funny through Zoom.
Okay, so now it's just the batter is all done for the cake, so just need to load it into those molds. But I'll show you. So that's the cake mixture.
Oh wow, nice and smooth.
So it's absolutely perfect. So pretty much grab your Varoma tray with the molds, and then just get to scooping it all in.
Up. Perfect. All right, I'll leave you to doing that, and I'll jump over to who we've got to go to. Who's ready to go? Elise?
I can chat about my mincing meat.
Perfect. Let me go across. There we go. Go for it.
Okay. So when I went to Coles we did not have any mince. So I just brought little loin, and we can mince the meat before we start. So this is a little pre one that we can do and save time. Now I can't get out of it. There we go. So it'll lock the lid down when you touch the turbo button to mince. This would normally go in frozen. It's recommended to be frozen, but because we're going to put them inside the dumplings, it won't matter.
So Elise is just mincing her own meat at this point, which is pretty cool. Do you just do turbo, Elise, to do it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Straight into turbo. Now that was 4 seconds. And
wow.
You now have mince.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. I can keep going, or
yeah, do you want to make
somebody else want to?
Debs, how far you got to go to pop yours on?
I've got a minute to go, but I can come on.
All right. While you got the minute, I'll quickly get Elise to make the mixture, because that'll only take a minute, and then we'll jump to you. If that's all right. Do you want to do that, Elise? Make the mixture?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. Just fill in as much time as we can. And if anyone has any questions, please pop them in the chat or jump off mute. Is everyone enjoying what they're seeing so far? Is anything already that Lee, is this helping you a little bit seeing? Oh, you're on mute. Just take yourself off mute.
I was just going to ask about the bread rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't done them before. I've been wanting to do that.
Mm-hmm. What were you wanting to ask?
Do you just put them in and you do them in the Varoma? Is that on the Thermomix on the Cookadoo, or is that
all these recipes we're doing are on Cookadoo.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll send an email out to everyone after as well with all the links. So you guys have all the links to all the recipes as well. Okay. So you can give them a go.
Yeah, I've done the dumplings before, but I haven't made my own wrappers.
Yep.
It's super easy.
Okay. You look super clever though. There was
Awesome.
something that I really liked on Cookadoo. It was salmon and capers with fettuccine, but
yum.
I can't find it.
Leanne, can you get onto that one? Leanne will have a look for you and see if you can find that one for you. Find the link.
You.
No worries. You added your stuff in there, Lee?
Yeah, I'm just adding everything in now.
Perfect.
And this is, I've already pre-done one. So this is what we will come out looking like all together with all our little ingredients in.
Excellent. Alrighty.
So, you good? Did you want to keep going?
Yeah, you keep going. I'm just going to quickly jump over to Deb so she can get her cook on while you add the extra stuff. All right, Deb, jump on and we'll do your next step.
Okay, so what we've done so far in this, which is called a menu, which is a menu dish, which there are quite a few in Cookadoo where there's 2 dishes in one, is we've marinated the fish to begin with in there, and then we've started our soup. So we've just sauteed off the onion and leek in there, and now we're going to progress with the soup. In the meantime, it asked me to line my Varoma tray. So this is the Varoma tray with some paper. So you just throw a bit of paper in there and then add some celery. So 100 grams of celery. And next, 350 grams of frozen green peas or 350 grams of carrots. Now, I have done it plenty of times with the peas and it is beautiful. Ginger and pea soup, really, really good. Today, I thought I'd try carrots. So I'm going to put in 300, and I love this recipe that you can change it around. 350 grams of carrots cut into small pieces.
That's what I love, Deb. Just tweaking it to what you have, so you don't have to spend more money. You don't have to go to the shop.
Yeah. Now what's it doing? Insert the measuring cup. So it's going to chop that up. Speed 8 seconds.
I'm going to quickly jump to Leanne. Are you ready to pop yours on to steam? Lauren? Lauren, you ready to pop yours on to steam?
Yes, I am. Okay.
All right, I'll get you to show us that, and then I'll jump back to Deb again, and then back to Ali.
So the bowl was a bit gross because it had like the cake batter in it. So I haven't cleaned it because it's just going to steam anyway. So what I'll do later on, I'll put pre-clean on. But I gave it a quick rinse, and I used one of these brushes from the mix shop. So just to give it like a quick around, just to get everything away from the blades. That way I don't have cake on the blades. So I've added 700 grams of water. So we need that for steaming. So pop the lid on. So all my cakes, they're all in here. So it's just a little bit. And grab the Varoma lid. Then that's just going to steam, and then for half an hour, and then it'll be done. Perfect cakes.
Perfect. Thanks, Lauren. Yum. But everyone wishes we're having dessert at your place. All right. So let me just quickly jump. Elise, you are steaming water at the moment. Are you for?
No, I'm mixing my mince together.
Mixing your mince. Okay.
A paste.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm just going to quickly jump to Deb quickly while that's mixing, if that's 2 seconds. All right, go Deb.
Okay, so we've now just chopped our next ingredients for our soup. So this would be peas, or today I'm using carrots, beautifully chopped. And now we're going to add in 450 grams of water. Now a very big tip here and a hint is boil the jug and add hot water. So with Varoma in, one of the things that affects, your cooking time and your steaming times is the temperature of your ingredients and how cold the day is, etc. So I always try and boil the jug and always add in the water already boiled when I'm doing anything in the Varoma. It just speeds it up a little bit and helps the food to come to room temperature if it's straight out of the fridge. So if you haven't had the chance to take the food out earlier and bring it, get it off the chill, then just putting hot water in the bowl will certainly help the food warm up a bit faster and start cooking a bit faster. So because you can have trouble with your layers of your Varoma, some things not cooking and others cooking it. So a teaspoon of salt. And you could add in your beautiful vegetable stock paste here if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I do. I always do that.
The simmering basket. So that's going to go in next. So this is where we get into our really layered cooking. Okay, so we've got our soup mixture going in the bottom. Then we've got our simmering basket going in next. So that fits in there like that. We open the lid. And then it says add in 250 grams of potatoes cut into small pieces. So I've already put those in and weighed those in. Tiny, because they're going to have to cook fast, right? So depending on how big your pieces and your food is and what temperature it is will depend whether it all cooks well together at the same time. So then we're going to put our lid on. So we just follow our little picture on the front here. Put our lid on. And then it says, set the Varoma dish in position. So this is the Varoma dish, right? So it's a 3-part operation, Varoma. So we're putting the Varoma in place, and then it's going to say weigh in some broccoli. So I've already actually put but you would weigh it in and you put in whatever vegetable you want. If you don't want broccoli, put something else. Make sure you've got them all cut about the same size, and make sure you leave a bit of a hole so that there's plenty of room for the steam to come through. And then season with some salt. insert the Varoma tray. So here's our tray ready with our paper in it that's asked us to do before. So that sits on top of there. Everybody seeing that okay? I'll bring it down here for you. And then next, put the marinated fillets on top. So here's our fish that we prepared earlier. I'm going to put them on the paper. And then it says put some pepper and salt and drizzle with some more of the marinade, and then close the Varoma. So here's the Varoma lid. So we're going to close that.
Yeah. I don't think you need more salt with all the soy and everything on there.
No. And then we go to next, and it's going to cook now for 20 minutes with all of that in place. So
That
we've
is
got
awesome.
soup in the bottom.
Yep.
Soup in the bottom, potatoes in here in the simmering basket, broccoli in there. You could put any veggies you like, but you've got to be mindful of their, you know, size and how long they're going to take, because these have all been designed to cook, finish and, you know, be at the same time.
Yeah.
And then we've got our fish in the top. So when we go cook, away we go. So I just wanted to add a few factors into that. You can change what you're putting in. You can change the amount as well. I didn't think I had potatoes, so I was actually going to put pumpkin and sweet potato in the basket instead, because that's where they want you to put the hard vegetables, because they're going to cook the fastest. If I didn't have broccoli, you could put zucchini, anything you want in a smaller, you know, a lighter vegetable variety. Any questions about that? So
someone did ask if you can add like more than what it says, and I just said you'd have to adjust, like you said, cooking time, make sure it's not over the max line, you know, and you might have to adjust flavors, you know.
And also, I forgot to mention, this is really important. Whenever you're using the tray on top, make sure you don't obstruct these holes. So when you put your paper in or your vegetables in on this way, make sure that these holes are clear so that the steam can come through. And when you are taking this off, to check if it's cooked. So at one point it'll tell you to take it down and maybe cook one layer of it for a bit longer than the other. You must always open it up away from you. So you'll be standing in front of your Thermomix and you'll open the lid like that so that the steam will go up away from you and not hit you in the face. Put that down on the bench and then lift this dish, down onto the lid as you trivet, and that catches all your drips, and then you can put it back up and put the lid back up. All right, that's the way to do it. You must always try and do it like that.
Thanks, Deb. We'll come back and talk to you about, can you talk about the book after? We're going to get Elise to her cooking, and then you can come back and talk about the book with us. Thank you. All right, Elise's turn with her dumplings. Let's do this.
Okay.
Yum.
So this is our mixture now. It's all mixed and beautiful.
Perfect.
So
I love how it needs it. It must change the texture when it needs, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to show you. When you go into the recipe, it'll make you cook the dough first because it needs to proof for 15 minutes. But I've already pre-done. So you'll cut them into little pieces. It's as big as you want to make them. And then we're going to roll them into balls and then flatten them out. So they take the smallest amount of time. I never thought in my world that I would be able to make these wrappers ever. But I gave
them a go, Elise.
Yeah, they're too easy, actually.
One of your customers is on here, Rihanna. She said that you are her beautiful consultant.
Yes, I love her. She's beautiful. So when I made these the other day, flatten them out as much as you possibly can so that they're nice and easy to stretch and work with. I'm probably not the prettiest person when I'm cooking, but about a tablespoon, and we want to, as long as they're connecting so that it stays together, it doesn't actually matter how.
No. As long as you get all the air out and make sure that it's sealed really well, that's your best
pinch, goal. You can do however you see fit. You can
pleat them, you can squish them as long as they're all sealed properly.
Yeah, as long as they're sealed, that is perfect. So I did
because
make
you want the inside to steam inside it. You don't want the steam to escape.
Exactly. So I made some a little earlier because we love dumplings, so we're going to eat them. This is what they look like steamed. they're all done. They didn't take long at all, and they
look
taste
like restaurant
absolutely-
quality, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a pretty pincher, but they still
but
come
they
out
look
pretty
good.
good.
Yeah.
And my husband doesn't like steamed dumplings, so 10 seconds on the fry, and we're all fed and we're all happy.
He gets the crispy
And
one.
if you don't have pork mince, you can put any mince in it. It doesn't actually matter. You just use whatever you've got.
Yeah, I've done chicken mince before. I've done chicken and pork together. I've done turkey.
Yeah,
you can even do beef mince. Like I know the whatever.
Exactly. This is why I love it so much, is that I use everything that I've got in my cupboard. I always substitute. I'm the biggest substituter ever.
Me too.
which is great, because you just
Saves
look to
so
see
much
what you've got in
money.
your cupboard. Yeah, Google's really good too. Google helps me.
Yeah. And even when you're
or
searching cookadoo, isn't it? Like if you've got something left over, I
Exactly.
jump on a cookadoo, type it in, and see what recipes I
Yes.
can find.
Yes. My
Oh,
only
yeah.
little advice is, if you're going to do these, you're going to pre-do the wrappers while you're waiting, is if you're going to lay them on top of each other, make sure they're very floured. Otherwise, they will stick to each other.
Yes.
Yes.
Rihanna,
Other
your
than that,
customer was saying in the chat, she's a left arm amputee. So she made
She
mash for the
is.
first time by herself in 16 years. Isn't that
She's-
incredible?
This machine has absolutely changed her life. Like, this
That is
is
fantastic.
yeah, I'm never here to sell. I'm here to educate. I want people to
Yeah.
love this as much as I do. And my kids
How did that
I know
feel,
exactly
Rihanna?
what they're eating.
That's so good.
Thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, I didn't have to ask anybody for help.
Oh,
It-
to have that independence again, hey? Oh, that's so good. It really does
Rihanna
change
loved
lives,
it so
doesn't it? We
much.
always talk about the Thermomix changing lives, but it literally, there's an example.
Yeah. And I
Rihanna loved it so much, she got 2.
yeah.
Which does help. It does help if you're feeding a lot.
Definitely.
And we both feed a lot of people.
That's amazing.
Does anyone have any questions? I can't see the questions.
Yeah.
coming
Any
up, but-
questions or feedback or anything? Everyone seems to be good. Were you going to say something, Irena, before?
No, I'm
No,
just
all good.
Haven't-
Excellent.
even
All
booked
right.
a
Can I-
quick date with Elise.
Yes.
Lise, can I just ask, is the
Yeah.
duck recipe on Cookadoo as well as in the what you're making the wrappers?
Yes, everything's
Yeah.
all on the one recipe.
Yeah.
So I just
Leanne,
did this
can you
before.
Leanne will post that. It's called wonton wrappers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And so you'll make that first before you do your mincing. And then
okay.
by the
Say it has
time
to
you've
rest-
done your mincing, yeah, it's ready.
It has to rest. Is it 30 minutes? It has to rest for, did you say?
No,
Elise?
only 15.
15. Okay,
Super,
15
yeah,
minutes.
super quick. So by the time you've do this one stuck, this is what happens.
Okay, but they stuck together.
Yes, I wanted to stick them together actually so you could see that you
Yeah.
just pull them apart, wrap it, and roll again.
Perfect.
How do you go? So you've got a big family too. So there's myself and my partner and our 3 almost adult children.
Yep.
How do you find cooking for that many, doing these? Like I sort of spent like half a day sort of getting it all done when I had few people over for dinner.
Yep.
Is that
It's
any
really
quick
not an issue.
tricks?
Just double batch.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
know that people are coming over, I do the quick, like really quickly, and you know the bits that you need the most, so that the one-time wrappers, just do 2 goes at it. If you don't feel comfortable doing everything in at once, just go back and repeat the recipe again, because you won't
Yeah.
need to clean the bowl.
Yeah. I've got a 5 and a 6 now. So I normally double batch each time I cook.
Yes.
And hopefully there might be, maybe 3 lunches left over.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even
We
if you had to
always
cook-
try and have leftovers.
Even if you had to cook the dumplings twice, it's only 13 minutes for a cook. So you could still have
Yeah.
double batch done within half an hour, which is pretty amazing to have like 60 dumplings in
It's
half an
insane.
hour cooked. It's just
Oh,
basically it's prepping the making of them. And then
Yes.
it's super fast to cook.
That's what
It
I'm
is
slow
super
at. That's what I'm slow at, doing that part, I think.
The more you do it, the faster,
Yeah.
trust me. Like the more you just do it, you get into this little,
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
You really will. I
Right.
couldn't cook at all before I had my Thermomix, so don't even slightly think that I could, because I really couldn't.
I think
Those
someone has
dumpling wrappers, It's quicker, probably quicker doing it that way than it is trying to pull them apart, you know, when you buy them in a pack.
Yeah.
And they're all together, squashed together. You can spend
Exactly.
ages trying to prise them apart without
If you have
grabbing them.
If you have a pasta machine, it's really good too. If you want to get them really thin and do it fast, you can actually run it through the pasta machine, make a long like strip and then slice them up. So that's another way. I know some people do their wrappers.
Yeah.
I think someone had their hand up. Tashinta, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I didn't want to
Okay.
jump in and cut
That's
anyone off.
okay. That's okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Just a question.
Yeah.
Could you freeze the dumplings? Like if you made a few and
Yep.
would they last in the freezer?
Yep. Lauren, she freezes dumplings all the time. I'll get her to answer that one. She's just going to come off.
Yeah, no, you can freeze them as long as
Okay.
they're nicely
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah. So I
Otherwise they
always
stick
freeze them.
together.
Yeah. So I freeze them raw on a tray. So I get a tray, put some baking paper down and put them with enough space in between. That way so they won't stick together, and
Yep.
put it flat in the freezer. Usually put a couple of hours or half a day. And then once they're frozen solid, then you can just put them in a bag. I freeze a lot, so make it a lot. They're skinny mixes, dim sims, and I wrap them in wonton wrappers. And from there, I put it frozen straight into the Varoma and cook it for the 20 minutes. And same time as frozen from raw. Using the hot water to steam it makes it a lot faster as well.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for your tips. Did that help, Tashinta?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thanks, Lauren. Awesome. All right. Does anyone, yours are still going? How long have yours got, Lauren, to go? Your pudding.
15 minutes.
All right. I'll just write that down. So 15 for Lauren. How long's yours got, Deb? You're on mute still, Deb.
It's got 9 minutes.
All right, cool. All right. So 15 for the toffee, 9 minutes for that. And
I've
then,
got 4 minutes, but I just want to show you while we were talking.
yeah, sure. Go for it.
This, they've already just about doubled in size.
That's that second batch, the batch you did that show us. Oh, wow.
It is, yeah.
Awesome. How long have your steamed buns got to go?
They have got 4 minutes. I can't wait
All
to
right.
open it up.
Awesome. So you'll show me that. And then, show them your dumplings. See all the dumplings you've done already. So you do get faster the more you do it.
You do. Yes, you do. I look at this part as my time. This is
Yeah.
when I put my music on and maybe have a beer.
Yeah.
It's my downtime.
While you're doing that, do you want to boil your water in the Varoma? Or you're going to would you boil the kettle water for that?
What for?
You know, to boil the water to get them ready to steam. Okay.
Um,
Trying to think about timing.
No, I've already showed my steamed ones.
Oh, cool. So you does. So you just pop
Yeah.
them on when you're ready. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So what I might do is, while everyone's still got a bit of time to cook, I'm just going to share my screen and we're going to go into Cookadoo. Can everyone see Cookadoo on my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. So what you can do for those that are wanting to find out more information about how you can use your remote, you can simply just type Varoma into the Cookadoo like that. And you will see that recipes will come up. So you got 1,000. So I have my settings set to English only. So if you're wanting to expand your results, instead of having any countries selected, you go into your settings, into preferences, and take off any country, like take off Australia and just pop English and hit save. And you'll jump, even when you do the initial search, you'll jump from about 3,000 to nearly 10,000 recipes that come up having the broad range of English. So that's why this one, and you've got 1,000 recipes here, which use the Varoma that you can sort of flick through and have a look. So anything you can see here, like anything from yogurt to damper to soups to puree things to meatloaf, and like as Deb did the layered cooking, you can even steam veg. So that's one way that you can go in and have a look. And you can also go into collections. So if you're not sure, up the top where it says recipes, you can see that little drop down. You can also search collections, which are our cookbooks. Now, you can see here that when you type in Varoma, there's all different countries. So, did someone want to say something?
No, I said, oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, there is heaps. So I normally try to pick the English speaking countries. So Australia, There's no Canada on there, but I'll go down to US and UK normally. And sometimes Malaysia often has English versions of their recipes, so I'll often pop that in. And you can see here that you've got a few to start with that will use the Varoma to go through. All-in-one meals is great, so you can just pop in there. If you haven't got it saved, you can. So there'll be a save button here that you can save that cookbook if you like it. But you can see here that he's given you some options, and these do similar to what Deb's does, where they use that all the layered cooking. This one is amazing. We've done this for a team meeting. So it cooks the pulled pork in the bowl, and it makes those steamed buns in the top, and you get about 12, I think, or 16 steamed buns. It's huge. This dish, we had to freeze some. We couldn't even eat it all. It makes a lot of pulled pork. But yeah, someone going to say something?
You want to try?
Yeah, and the pulled pork is, if you have a look at it, it's really yummy. It's got like carrots and celery and fennel and apple. Like, it's really, really tasty. Brown sugar, apple cider, lots and lots of flavor. And then the buns cook at the same time on the top. And this one's a great. And then you just make a coleslaw as well to go with it. And you've got little pulled pork sliders with the steamed bun. That one I definitely recommend. So that's just just giving you a little bit of insight into how you can search. If you're not really sure what to make, you can just search. You know, there's another one here with entertaining, this teriyaki salmon bowl. And then you got your sweet side of it. So, you know, with your sweet, you can even fit a 20 centimeter springform pan in your, into your the big part of the Varoma, and steam cakes and puddings. You can make panna cottas, sticky dates. You can even do it like egg cups and quiches as well. So you can see here, this one here is using like those little dariole molds that Lauren had that are in the mix shop. But lots and lots of options. Has this given you guys a bit more insight into what you can make with your Varoma?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. So now you're going to set a challenge and find some recipes to give it a go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's not as scary. It's something that you're not sure. People think it's, you know, just steaming veg or steaming meat, but there's a lot more that you can do than just that. I'll stop that sharing. So here we go. Your buns. Let's show. Look at that. Oh,
so I
yummy.
didn't put seeds on these ones, but I will on the other ones, because you know, we have insanely picky eaters.
Are you able to take one out when they are cool enough to show us what they look like?
Sure can.
Thank you.
I don't try and burn myself. No, they're good.
Oh, Frances was saying in the chat that her hubby is starting to use the Thermi. That's awesome.
So they do recommend to put it on a wire rack just to cool down. That's just probably just to get rid of that.
Oh yeah, so they don't go wet. Yep.
Yep.
They look great. They're nice and soft. Actually,
super easy. They're super soft. When this one cools down, I will break it in half.
Are they like light and fluffy? Because I know the other ones I made have been like that.
They really are. They're quite very poofy. I never ever thought I'd be making bread in my life,
let alone in the Varoma.
Now, yeah, I know. It's something that we do every day now.
Yeah, and I remember when you started to do the cheese and bacon rolls, you know, for your kids and stuff. You're like, wow, this is so easy.
I know. Why was I not doing this before?
Thanks, Leanne, for posting that.
Do you make bread as well?
Yes, I make it all, and I make it in different shapes. So I have the most insanely picky eaters, or my 10-year-old's the pickiest. But I just make it into shapes that he thinks is something else. That's truly how I do it. So I even use the bread roll recipe and flattened it out and made it look a bit like a pizza.
Yeah.
So that's the best way for him. So these are bloody amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're beautiful and fluffy. A nice big bit of butter on that if you like it.
That looks delicious. So you could use that for so many different things. And if you're already cooking something,
really can.
You know, that's got steam and you've got your rolls. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be cooking anything to do with your bread rolls to cook them on top.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think someone asked that before about, so if you're cooking something in your bowl and it has steam coming up, you can swap over the measuring cup or whatever's on the top for your Varoma, pop some veggies in, and you can steam your veg while your dinner's cooking at the same time. It doesn't have to be specifically for that either. Someone else has written something here. Charlene said she's definitely going to try some recipes and use layered cooking. Currently in isolation, so she has all the time in the world to cook and learn.
That's awesome.
Perfect. I love it.
Can I
And-
just add, like,
Yes.
I can see that you're so fabulous at making those dumplings, but I'm really not. So you can get this little traction from the Mix Shop, which is a little dumpling folder.
Oh, that's
So
cute.
That it makes dumplings pretty quickly as well. So
Great. Thanks, Deb.
look out for that. And so I just wanted to say that this multi-level cooking, and now I've been cooking fish and veggies and soup for 20 minutes hands-free. So while I've, had that time, I'm browsing the book. And in here is a big article about multi-level cooking. So this will explain it all and get you started. And then there's a couple of recipes that are like this that have soups and, steamed meals on top. And then always remember, everybody, that in the back of your book here is the resources section. Now, the resources section is where you need to go to find out about steaming or mincing meat, which we mentioned earlier. And this gives you all the correct tables and information about weights and times and speeds and all that sort of thing. So make sure you refer to that when you're trying to have a go at doing stuff manually yourself. So if you just wanted to steam some layers of veggies, this is where you would find it. And if you just wanted to mince some meat, that's where you would find it as well. So always
It's so handy, that section, isn't it, Deb? I always keep that in the kitchen just to quickly refer to it.
Yeah, and it makes it makes a bit more sense when you see it like that, instead of trying to figure it out yourself, because we all know that we can just blitz and puree everything if we just turn it on, because it's so powerful. Okay, so my dish has just finished cooking. So when I go next, it says set aside the covered Varoma to a plate to keep warm. So that means the whole lot.
Oh yeah, so because you want to keep the lid on it, not going to sit it on that. You're going to sit it on that instead. Yep.
Set covered Varoma aside on a plate to keep warm. So I always put it on a dish. So that's going to keep the drips and it's going to keep it warm, so the steam's not escaping out the bottom. And then looks like we're going to remove the simmering basket. So let's see if we all know how to use our spatula to get the simmering basket out. So we're going to push that in there and hook it on, lift it up. And there's the soup all stuck on the potatoes. Remove that, and then we're going to add some cream. So I need to just put this on a plate as well. So that's our potatoes in there. And here's our soup.
Yum. Carrot and ginger are so nice too, so that'll be really yummy.
Well, I usually do the pea one, which I do love. So I'll be interested to see whether I like the carrot one as much. Anyway, and now we're just going to puree. So it'll be add in some cream and then I'll puree. So then I'll come back when I've got it all plated up and looking pretty. So
all right, awesome.
Let me just, so it says put the cream into and then puree for 2 minutes. Serve the soup for the starter, then the salmon fillets, potatoes and broccoli for the main course.
Perfect.
All right, so I'll just quickly show you what's going on in here.
Yep. Oh yeah, let's have a look at the salmon. How's it looking?
So, got a lot of liquid in it because of the paper.
Yep.
And that marinade was quite dark because of I used
the soy,
quite a strong soy sauce.
Yeah.
A very,
like a dark soy.
Yeah, super dark.
Yep.
So here's the beautiful fish.
Oh, yum.
And
that would have so much flavour. Yum.
So, and the juice is there too. And then underneath is the broccoli, which is just perfectly steamed.
Yeah.
So is this dinner now made for you, Deb? So you're working and you've just made dinner while you're working and that's it. How good's that?
Yeah. I mean, these recipes, these laid recipes, that really, if you choose simple ones like this, where you can just leave it for 20 minutes, you really are hands-free doing a full meal. Now, I only used 3 pieces of fish. You'd ask for 4 because I only got 3 people to feed tonight. But you could easily fit 5 or 6 pieces of fish in there.
Yeah, even have leftovers the next day, couldn't you, if you wanted?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you can put more in there, but you just got to make sure it's cooked to your liking. So Yeah. All right, so
Perfect.
I'll plate it up and you come back and show your pretty picture. Any
Perfect.
questions?
Everyone said, Deb, that looks delicious. I could smell it from here.
I can't wait to see the soup pureed up and served up, so we'll get that going.
And Alison said that looks amazing. Awesome. All right. So where are we
so
going?
don't be scared to have a go at the layered steaming of like just a couple of layers of veggies or there's lots of
so you could add other stuff besides the broccoli, couldn't you, if you're wanting to mix it up, add more veg?
Oh yeah, it says the recipe says broccoli or mixed veggies. You just got to be careful that you put you could even put the packet frozen veggies.
I do that sometimes too.
Yeah, but beans and carrots and things, as long as they're cut quite small.
Yep, perfect. Thanks, Deb.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back in a sec. I'm just going to quickly pop to Elise. How are you going? You can show us your dumplings. So you've got double layers in there.
I have, yes.
Yep.
Well, my bread's sitting in the bottom because I'm multitasking here. But
Oh, look at you go.
Yeah,
so Elise is going to steam her bread underneath and then dumplings on the top. That's clever.
Yeah. We'll see how we go.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Lauren, is yours finished? I think yours is getting close.
A bit under a minute to go.
Perfect. All right. And I think Deb's going to plate up. Look at that. We're doing awesome. Within the hour, we're all ready to go just about. And Elisa's shown you you showed us some cooked dumplings already.
Yes. You can have another look if you want.
Yeah, can you show them? Yeah, that'll be great. Yes, please. Yes. Just now that we can see those ones sitting there, just to give an idea of how they change. Yeah.
I'll open.
Yeah, perfect.
Beautiful that.
The dough looks so good. I'm going to have to make it.
Oh, it's absolutely delightful.
Yum. What do you use for a dipping sauce when you guys have them? Do you just do soy or sweet chili?
Yeah.
Or what do you guys like?
I do soy generally. Soy's the go, I think.
Yep. I tried sweet chili the other day and that was nice as well.
Yeah, that would be really good. Add a little bit of spice.
Yep.
I like that.
Awesome. And I love how relaxed you guys all are. With the Thermi, it's like it's not stressful. It's just, it does all the work.
This is my chill time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. Awesome. All right, we're going to pop over. While you do that, we'll pop over to Leanne. Lauren, I think they're done. Let's have a look.
So I've just taken them out of the Varoma. So
they're popped
they're nice and steamed there. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yay. So you're going to assemble us one to show us how it looks?
I will. And I'll have to eat it, but that'll be okay.
You'll have to taste test for us, please. Everyone's saying, looks amazing, looks really good. Oh, yummy. They look gorgeous. I'll have to ask everyone, what's the dish that everyone...
Can you see that one?
Show us.
It's nice and soft.
Nice and soft.
I'm on a diet.
Well, look at that. Who said that?
Me. I'm on a diet. So I've asked Elise, come on the Skinny Mixes page.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've asked Elise to help me go through stuff on there.
Yep, definitely. The hardest bit is the portions on the Skinny Mix recipes. That's what I find is the hardest bit. So yummy.
Waiting for Elise.
So that's yum.
That looks so good.
Yeah. So I'm just going to eat that.
Really does.
You have to taste test it. Tell us what it's like. All right, we're going to watch Lauren taste test her deliciousness. Let's see what she thinks. Oh, Frances is sold. She's making that. Is that good?
So good. So good.
I'm sold.
Love it. Yeah, you've got a few people now wanting to make them. Lauren? Airy and light. Leanne said they're so airy and light, they must be good for you. Frances is sold. She has to make that one now. And said they look so good. Oh, Alison said you made these for her demo. Is that right? Yeah.
I do. Yeah. Yep.
And Sonia wants you to pass it through to her, please. Delicious. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yum. And then we're going back to Elise. You look like you got something to show me.
I have nothing to tell you.
Yeah, so you're heating up your water at the moment, is that right? And then you're going to steam the next batch.
Yeah, I'm just going to give it a go. I thought we'll do two things at once. We'll do the bread in the bottom and the...
Yeah.
It's going to be 20 minutes, so we'll have a look after them, but I can even just show you a picture.
Yeah, for sure. At least we've seen before and after and stuff. So
yeah.
So that's good. Oh, Charlene said her hubby doesn't eat sweets, so she'll just make a batch and eat them all on her own. Might share with her daughter if she feels like it. See how you feel.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, Deb, are you ready to show us your plating? Let's pop you on. Let's have a look.
Oh, look at the mess on my Thermomix. All right, here's the beautiful creamy carrot soup. So of course you could thin this down a bit with a little bit more water. It's a little bit thick for my liking.
Yep.
So you know.
Yep.
There's the beautiful. I'll do this, and this.
How does it taste, Deb? The soup.
Yeah. Right. I did taste it. It does taste very hot.
Oh yeah, would be. But carrot and ginger would be nice together. You have to let us know what it's like.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, really good.
Yummy.
Might need a little bit more salt, but
yeah,
because I didn't put the vegetable stock in.
Oh yeah, so you can add that in even if you wanted to.
But it's nice. I think I can't have too many strong flavors, or my family won't eat it.
Yep.
So it's really quite good. Yeah, very nice.
Awesome.
And the cream just finishes it off.
Perfect.
So I'll just tip this up and show you the other. So the fish is perfectly cooked. I broke it up to show you.
Yep.
The broccoli is perfectly cooked as well. The potato, because I cut it so small, has gone a little bit smushy. And to be honest, in the simmering basket, could have added a lot more potato. So that's good to know that you could up the quantity of
so cut it a bit bigger and you could add more.
Well, I would cut it as small but add more.
Yep.
If I was keeping the same quantity, probably cut it a little bit bigger.
Yep.
But if you wanted to up the quantity of the hard veg in the simmering basket, you could add a bit more than what it said, but make sure you cut it small. So here it is.
Great tip. Oh, look at that salmon.
Yeah, look, it looks amazing, and it does taste great. And there's the soup.
Looks good.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it's so easy to do, like a fancy, that's a fairly fancy dinner.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
All in one, you've got 2 courses. And like you said, you could make more salmon if you wanted to do, like if you had a bigger family, you could do your 6 bits of salmon. And you could bulk out the veg and add a full basket of potato and just vary the cook time.
Yeah. You just have to get used to how long it takes it all to cook, etc., etc. And you can fiddle around with that, you know, you learn. It's an extra minute here or an extra minute there.
Just pull the plate back a bit. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. There you go.
So yeah,
awesome.
And it's steamed, so that's healthy, isn't it? And we've got soup for lunch tomorrow if we don't want to have our soup for dinner tonight. Yeah. Those toffee puddings, I've also done the sticky date puddings in the individual moulds in the steamer and in the Varoma, and they are amazing as well. So there's lots of different puddings that you can do which always turn out great. Yep. In the Varoma. So yeah, have a go at the Varoma, everyone. It's not scary, and it's nice, clean cooking because it's, you know, you're not using your stove and all your bits and pieces, and it's a good way to learn something new. So and use all the components of your Thermomix. So definitely. Any questions, anyone? And what recipes is everyone going to make after seeing today? Is there anything that stood out, or do you want to try all of them?
I'm going to make the dumplings this week.
Dumplings, Lauren? Yeah. Anyone else?
I'm going to try
dinner at Elisa's.
What was that?
Yeah, you could eat mine tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just going to have dinner at Elisa's house.
Okay.
Yeah, I might put an order in actually.
And what were you going to make, Lee? What's your thing that you want to try?
The salmon one.
Salmon? Yep.
Yep. Have another go at the dumplings.
Oh, perfect.
Get it quicker.
Excellent. Elizabeth said, looks great, Deb. Charlene said, dumplings for sure. Francis, dumplings and puddings. Want to try the pudding. Elizabeth, make the salmon, sticky date. So it sounds like everyone wants to make everything. How's that?
Yeah, so you don't have to follow the salmon recipe, but what it gives you is just the idea of how you can just steam veggies, 2 layers of veggies or 3 layers of veggies to go with your barbecue steak or, you know, things like that. So just put water in the bowl and you've got your simmering basket and your 2 layers of your Varoma to do 3 different vegetables.
Yeah, I reckon the chicken would be nice. You could even like do meatballs. Like you could vary whatever it is, whatever that protein is. And like Deb said, use that recipe as your guide. Change up the veggies, change up, but using that same recipe to go through the steps.
The meatballs are amazing.
One of our cooking experience recipes used to be tomato sauce and meatballs, and the meatballs were steamed, and they were delicious.
Yeah. They're really soft, aren't
and it's a really simple, great recipe. So
it does the sauce in the mixing bowl, and then it does the meatballs in the Varoma, doesn't it? That one?
Yeah.
And you don't notice that they're not ground off once you throw the meatballs into the sauce.
No,
and
way.
they just taste so much better because they're steamed and not, all crunchy. So, yeah.
Exactly.
So there's lots in there to learn.
Definitely. All right, so Lisa's got hers cooking. We saw the before and after, even though they're going to keep cooking after our class finishes, but she's shown you the bread. So we've done steamed rolls, done her dumplings. So you've seen her make the wonton wrappers. You could see how hands-free and how easy it was. It wasn't stressful, was it? Like you even minced your own meat because you couldn't find mince.
Yes, I was freaking out at Coles. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to get? So I wanted to do the pork one. Actually, you silly woman, you can mince your own meat.
I've done that too. Like I've gone to the supermarket and the mince was expensive, and I know mince isn't pretty, but this mince looked really yucky. So I just grabbed a couple of like pork chops and I blitzed those up. It was amazing. So much better.
Yeah, so much better.
That's awesome.
Without the
What was that?
Without the additives.
Exactly.
You don't know what else they put in there, do we?
No, I'm shocked at the additives when you actually look and read the things that you make in this and that you weren't before.
Yeah, I saw one yesterday. I think it was on Instagram. They were posting like just a brisket. You just buy that brisket to slow cook comes in the plastic.
I saw that one.
When they checked the ingredients, it had like all these additives and preservatives and all this stuff. Like it should just be meat cryovac. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't think to look at ingredients in the meat section.
No,
so,
not at all.
The other benefit of having your thermi. So yes, well, thank you everybody for coming. I hope you all enjoyed that. We know we had heaps of fun sharing all those different recipes with you. We will send you an email with all the details. Thank you to Lauren, Deb and Elise for cooking. Thank you, Lan, for helping with the chat, and for all you guys for coming along, because this is what spurs us on, keeps us excited and inspired and sharing with you guys. So it was great to have a really good turnout today, and everyone pretty much stayed on for the whole session. So that makes us feel good when we have people watching us while we cook as well. And everyone saying thank you in the chat, and you're all inspired to try these dishes. So, and if you do, feel free. We'll pop our social medias in the email as well, so you guys can find us, and feel free to tag us, send us your pictures. We'd love to see you guys cooking what we're making, and follow us as well on our social so you can get inspired some more as well. So thank you and appreciate you coming along, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of thank you messages in the chat, ladies. I'm just going to stop recording.